And while officials were worried about voter turnout, there is a huge group of students behind me marching together to the Montaigne Center to cast their vote. The 2020 presidential election is without a doubt the most anticipated election to this day. Dickerson says the formula to being a good journalist are these elements. And while some think they're doing good by using the recycling bins on campus, they may want to think again. Welcome to LUTV News in Focus, where we feature interesting topics on campus, in the community, and in the world of culture. But other students are finding the transition to online classes even more challenging. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the 7-day weather forecast. You are watching LUTV News, where your campus, community, and culture news come together. There are so many things to enjoy for all ages here at the Southeast Texas Mardi Gras. Some come for the beats, the parade, and the costumes, but others come for the food.
I do one entree, and that's pork on a stick. It's Boston butt roast. We do our own butchering in our house. We have a commissary. The meat is marinated, and my wife and I are the only two people that handle it.
This organization will continue to lend a helping hand where help is needed and spread the message that,
and you give them the same kind of love, that's going to come back to you, not because you're waiting for it, but because when you start loving each other, it's hard to hate someone that you love who brought you food or ice or water or anything when you needed it the most.
Local residents agree that community involvement has drastically improved since Hurricane Harvey.
A lot more people are ready to help. We've seen a lot more supplies and individuals bringing supplies in a lot quicker than Harvey.
Impeachment is on the mind of the president as well as his followers.
And they know they can't win on election day, so they're pursuing an illegal, invalid, and unconstitutional impeachment.
They're believing anyone who has anything to say before they really get to the facts of it. And so it's making them look bad once the facts do come out. They're moving too fast.
There's a huge turnout at the Trump rally in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It seems the impeachment inquiry made against the president has only strengthened the support from his followers.
I think that it's a little much. I don't support it.
It was absolutely no basis, and that the conversation that was said by the whistleblower didn't really happen.
Impeachment inquiry, in my opinion, is a witch hunt. They haven't produced actual facts.
President Trump remains steadfast despite the many allegations made against him.
That's what it is. This is one of the great con jobs ever. We must never let it happen to another president. This should never be allowed to happen again.
Having a polling station on campus is as easily accessible as it is convenient for students.
This is my first time voting, actually. And it was such an easy process. I walked in, they told me exactly what I needed to do. Yeah, having it close by really helps, especially for students that don't have any travel.
It's very easily accessed in between classes. I've always found it very reassuring that I have a place to actually go vote.
Campus groups have encouraged students to cast their ballot.
I'm hoping there's a lot. We got the whole football team registered, several other sports teams. I'm hoping they will walk over here en masse and vote.
I'm thinking that we're going to have a great turnout.
We asked questions and you answered, but do you know enough to pick your president? Contestants were asked questions based on controversial topics and then were matched with a corresponding candidate. Should the U.S. shut down again in response to COVID-19?
Yes.
In a time like this and like the pandemic, a little bit more control would probably be best.
I think that with everything that's currently going on, maybe.
Should there be an increase in minimum wage?
Definitely. I think there should be an increase.
You know, not a whole lot of people would be hired, and there would be inflation to accommodate the increase in wages. So on the surface, I think it sounds good, but then it would hopefully be implemented well.
Should we defund the police?
I do not think so. I think that with everything that's going on, it needs to be maybe even funded more, I feel like.
No.
I want to believe in the police system and the legal system just because they're in a position to help us to serve. And so I think that they should get their money, but just that I would like that they utilize those funds for the right reason.
And the results are?
Yeah, I was right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, that's exactly what I voted for.
Okay, I kind of expected that.
It's clear that there are many different opinions about this year's election, but now it's time for you to pick your president. Jade Moreau, LUTV News, Beaumont.